Okay, hello and welcome back. Another Llamas Unleashed game. So this time I've got better angles for you, and we can do 2 out of 3 on this one. So we wanna, if you want to know how to play, watch a different video of mine to see how I played. That's the baby I'm gonna start with. That's the baby my opponent's gonna start with, and we'll see who wins. I'll show each card as we do it. I'll show you my hand. That's my hand. Show your hand. That's her hand. Alright, let's get started. So, my move, I draw. And I'm going to start with a basic alpaca. So since I already started with an alpaca, that gives me 2 straight off the bat. She's playing basic llama to start with. I draw. And I'm going to put down a tranquilizer on her, meaning she cannot use any instant cards. That's essentially a no card to stop me from making any plays for the rest of the game, which will be very useful to me. Let's play an arcade, but I'm going to say no to that. And now, not draw another card, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play my magical Goacorn. So when magical Goacorn gets played, I get to play another goat, and I'm choosing speed Goat cycle. So you see what I did there? I said no to her best card, but I can just take any no card from the discard pile and bring it back to my hand. So it's like I never lost a card. Gives me that. So for the record as well, I can only teach you most one-on-ones plays. She's playing Jin Rami. So basically when she plays that, she can discard as many cards as in her hand and draw the exact same amount that she's discarded. She's ditching 2 cards, I believe. 3. 3 cards she's ditched. Now, the main purpose of this one, I can really only teach you how to be good at one-on-ones, because since we don't play teams or multiplayer that often, we usually play one-on-ones, we're about as good as each other. So if you want any strategies, I can only teach you one-on-ones, unfortunately. I draw. That's my card, and I think I shall play that card, Henry the Haruzo. So he can either be a llama or alpaca. That gives me 3 alpacas. So with the alpaca herd bonus, if you can see here, that basically gives me Kevlar wool, and that basically means none of my alpacas can be destroyed. They can be sacrificed but not destroyed. She's playing Ramstar energy drink, but I'm obviously going to say no to that. See, I put in her such a big disadvantage because she can't say no, and that just gives me a huge edge, really. Next I'm going to play my Jetpack Ram. So all I have to do with Jetpack Ram is discard 1 card I have in my hand. So I choose my basic alpaca and I get any card I want from the deck and get to bring it directly, well not directly to my field, but I get to put it in my hand. Obviously I have to tell her what card I'm choosing as well. So I already have 6 cards in my hand. So I'm just going to take Battering Ram. So that destroys any upgrade cards that go into the field, but it also gives me 1 more animal. So unless you can destroy one of my animals on her turn, this first game is basically mine. So I had a backup just in case. So she had Parasitic Llamadon, which basically means if she discarded most cards in her hand, every player who we played, that includes if you had 8, would have to sacrifice a card on their field. If it was bad or good, but since mine are all animals, didn't matter. I can just play my basic Ram. I don't need to draw, and first game goes to me. It was really the Tranquilizer that helped me in that game. If you can get a Tranquilizer off very early, if possible, it helps tremendously, essentially. So she's switching her baby to baby ram. Now, I like to play pretty defensive. That's why my alpaca, I usually choose alpaca or complete offense. So I will, if I do another strategy, it's usually rams. Goats are if you want to be very strategic, but I don't think they have the best kind of plays that you could possibly do. There's quite a good plays you can do with llamas, but goats are like iffy for me. Right, she'll start this time, but I will show you my hand first. Okay. Let's get this. Alright, close my eyes. Alright, she's drawn. Let's see what we got here. She's played Ignoramus as her first card. And I'm gonna start my own ram army, so I'm just gonna play a basic ram because you saw my hand. Anyway, so you know I don't have anything too great. Oh yeah, so she plays. She's also gone for a basic ram, so nothing too bad there. That's my card, but again, I'm just going to play another basic ram just because I have nothing else to play currently. I have a strat in mind, but I feel like she'll be able to destroy it before I get a proper chance to use it. What happened? What'd she do? Ah, the effect. So since she had 3 rams on the field, she could destroy one of my cards, and she chose my only alpaca. It's quite nice of her. Now she's gonna play her turn. That's the one good thing about rams, is if you have 3 of them, you can destroy, just if you discard a card, you can destroy any animal. That only works, I believe, once per turn, so it's nothing huge, usually. And rams can't destroy 3 alpacas, that's why I like having 3 alpacas normally, or they can't kill other rams. So she's playing Jin Rami, so she can discard as many cards she wants and she'll get the same amount back. So I'm not going to discard any. Alright, I draw. I'll put down the card Stud Life. Basically, if I have 2 animals in my field, if they're at least the same variety, then on my next turn I can choose to get a baby of that variety from the deck. Since she mainly has rams, it would make sense for me just to keep playing rams on the field for now. She's playing the card Winged Llama, so she gets to randomly pull a card from my hand, and in exchange I get to draw. Decent. Alright, I'm going to activate my Stud Life effect because just because I think it'll be more useful for me to activate that right now. So I'm going to take the orange ram, and then I get to draw because that skips your action phase, not your draw phase. Nice, so she's put Llama Kick, so the beginning of her turn she can move any upgrade card from someone's field back to their hand. But luckily there's only one more baby ram in the deck anyway, so I could activate the final effect before she gets to use Stud Life anyway. So I'm going to draw now, and that's my card. Doesn't get destroyed, it goes back to my hand. I also had 8 cards, so I just need to discard one. Alright, she's going to play basic goat. Alright, what do I do here? I draw, first of all. There's nothing really I can do. I'm in quite a tight predicament, so... I realised one of the mistakes I made, but I'll tell you guys after. I'll just draw another card because I can't do anything. I need to discard one of the cards as well. She plays a basic goat and she wants. What mistake I made? She had a llama and a goat on the field. I had 3 rams, so I could have just kept destroying at the same time she did. So that was kind of my big mistake on that occasion. If you're wondering why I didn't play Tranquilizer, she already had Ignoramus on the field, which let her move downgrade cards, so there's no point me playing that card anyway. So, as you can see, that's game 2. Got one more. It all comes down to this. Can I win on camera? Or will she get her redemption from last game? Alright, let me get my baby back. That's my hand, looking a bit better than last time. And that's her hand. Alright, let's get started. Oh, okay. And that's her hand. I draw, that's my card. And I will start off with Swashbuckling Llama. And what Swashbuckling Llama allows me to is, at the beginning of my turn, instead of drawing, I can pull a card from her hand. So that gives me a huge advantage right now. So it's her move, she'll show you the card she's drew. Alright. She'll discard Llama's Day to play Spitting Fire, but I am going to say no to her doing that. Ooh, she said no to me doing that, which allows her to discard one of my cards, which is fine, Also, one thing I want to mention is, no matter what, if you have more animals, you always have the advantage. I'm playing Shinobi Llama, that lets me get one card from the discard pile and put it directly into my hand. So if anyone has more animals than you, always be wary of that, because then they can win just like that, even if you have a strategy. So it's always good to have more animals, but if you can play with upgrades and stuff like that, just make sure you have an idea, because anytime someone has more animals than you, they always have the advantage. She's going to play the card downloading more RAM. So that means she gets any RAM from the deck and gets to add it directly to her hand. I mean, directly to the field, sorry, not to her hand. And she's going to shuffle the deck, because, I mean, it doesn't say shuffle the deck, it only says shuffle the deck on one card, but then she knows what most card is. So she's chosen Magical Ramacorn, which means she'll get an extra RAM, Parallelogram. So she's essentially doing the same strategy again. I draw. So I'm going to play Dreadlock Alpaca. So when that gets into the field, I get any magic card I want from the deck and get to add it directly to my hand. No, that was an idea. I'll tell you the idea I had afterwards, but I feel I should have saw right through that one. Where is it? I'll just take that one. I wanted a different card. I've chosen Llama Bomb, by the way, and I have to tell her. Anytime you have a card or it says, oh, you get a pick card, you have to tell the rest of the players what you have, unless you have Shinobi Llama, which I did, so I could take a card from the discard pile and I didn't have to tell anyone. Right, it's her move. Which that's not how Throw Off Your Groove works. Oh, you're discarding that too. Okay, now make your move. She's played CC the Screaming Goat, which means every turn I must discard a card. Well, I'm going to start playing the card Llama Bomb, just because I don't like her having 3 rams. So if I get rid of... I'm going to get rid of the baby, mainly because then it goes into the animal farm, and then she's less likely she's to get it back. Discard, yep. So beginning my turn. So the way CC usually will work is if you can get... It's only one person per turn, so in a multiplayer game, it's not completely useful unless someone has withdrawal. It's not completely useful unless someone has a bunch of cards, really. I discarded. She doesn't play... You don't have an alpaca, you can't play that. She's about to play Veltiappuccino, which lets her draw 2 cards, but you need an alpaca on your field to play that card. So she's going to go with the card Animal Swap, and I'm just going to say no to that directly. Ooh, she's also got one. Big lady like her having one. Good thing I got 2. Next thing I'm out, I draw. Perfect. So I drew actually a beast card. I drew Magical Llama coin. Which lets me play another llama, which is my swashbuckling llama. So now I have 2 options. With 3 llamas on the field, I can either draw 2 cards, or I can take from a hand with my swashbuckling llama effect. But she only has 2 anyway, so it's not the biggest deal in the world. Alright, she wants me to draw, so I'm going to discard one of my cards. But luckily I'll be able to draw 2 each time, so it'll work out. So she's going to play the card No, but I don't have any goats or rams. That would have been nice. So she can play Shared Llama, so she can put that on the field, and then 1 card she can put back in her hand. So she chooses not to. Now I'm going to activate my Llama effect instead of drawing 2 cards. And I got Veltiappuccino. So basically means if I put this down, I can draw 2 extra cards if I need to. Because she's going to make me discard, and I know what her other card is. And she can't use it on me right now, so I will just play this for now. Have Veltiappuccino. And then I have to discard my goat anyway. That doesn't matter because she would have destroyed it next turn because she showed me that she had no buts about it in her hand. But usually it's always good to make the opponent have less cards. Okay, she's got Laminati, so basically she gets to look at the top 4 cards, and then she gets to take 2. Then the other 2 she put 1 at the top and 1 at the bottom. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Here's my thinking. So I have 3 llamas, so I can draw 2 cards, and my Al Pacino lets me draw an extra card, so I get to draw 3 cards. And I feel like that's better currently, because she has cards and me taking 1 from her. If I don't get an animal or something I can play, I'll just have to discard it next turn regardless. So I'll just draw 3 cards. Next, I will play one of them right now. I will play my alpaca. So I got another alpaca on the field. That's her move. Now she has 4 cards compared to my 5, so I have a slight advantage because I also have an upgrade card on the field. But depending on what she's planning to do, we don't know. So she's playing Hardcore Parkour Go. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not what this card does. When the card enters your field, you can sacrifice any other one of your animals. And then if you do, you can destroy an animal card. So you can destroy one of my cards if you're going to sacrifice one of your own. So you put that in, which card of mine you're getting rid of? Swashbuckling Llama, and good choice, good choice. So now I can't take from her hand if I wanted to. Luckily I still have my Velti Appuccino on the field, so I can still draw 2 cards. I've got those 2. They're both quite good cards, realistically. I'm going to pick Stud Life. Main reason I'm picking Stud Life is I have 2 of each. I have 2 Alpacas and 2 Llamas, so it's my choice next turn what card I need to play. So me discarding right now doesn't really matter, just because I never need to have a hand at this point. Alright. She has 3 rams, so that's what she started with. So obviously you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to use Stud Life, and I'm going to activate the effects, and that's going to give me another baby alpaca. Because with 3 baby alpacas, I have become, my alpaca army has now become invincible, essentially, is what's happened. And then I get to draw an extra card. And I still have to discard because of CC, but that doesn't really matter. I still don't have any rams or goats. You don't. It's a ram or go. You can't destroy anything.
Get rid of that.
So she destroyed one of my llamas, so she's activated her ram effect. That's what's happened there. Now she'll play her turn. Ram start energy drink, so now she gets 2 turns on her field. That's not good for me. That's very much not good for me. What do? I can still draw 2 cards if I want to, because I still have my alpaca effect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She's got 5 to my 4 now, but eventually now I have all the babies and all the baby alpacas, so I won't be able to use any more alpaca effects. But I have 4 alpacas on the field, so that gives me a bit of a... And then I get to draw an extra card. And I've got to discard that card. Luckily it's already Stud Life, so that one doesn't matter to me. No, she has 2 actions, but luckily she only has 3 cards right now, so it might not be the worst thing right now. I can still make maybe a decent... Oh no, she's got 7. That ended the game very quickly, because she got to play 2 animals because Ramster. So that's game. That one was a bit closer. That's probably the closest game we've had. The first game I destroyed her, second game she destroyed me, so... About even. So that's about it. You watched the 2 out of 3 on this occasion. I have lost. But hopefully people enjoyed better games, and hopefully I gave you better strategy ideas. So for now, that's it. Subscribe.